So the other day I was watching something on Amazon, and you know how when you're, I guess when you go to your main page and up top you've got home, search, my stuff, movies, TV shows, whatever. I clicked on something, and then below they give you like, relative movies that are related to that genre or that particular star or director or something. So I look in the bottom and I see Angel Heart. Here's a movie I haven't seen in I don't know how long. This is a movie from 1987. Mickey Rourke, Robert De Niro, Lisa Bonet. We'll get into that. But yeah, I haven't seen that. I've seen that movie twice in the entire time I've seen it. And I don't even think a lot of it I didn't even remember. I just remember some of the most memorable part of it being Lisa Bonet and Mickey Rourke in this like kind of crazy explicit sex scene, which nearly got this film an X rating. And that was the thing. This was Lisa Bonet's debut film coming off of The Cosby Show and such. So it's a big deal. She was like 20 years old. Anyway, point is, this movie had some dark, like overtones and themes and things going on. And I remember Mickey Rourke. This is back when Mickey Rourke was Mickey Rourke. And I remembered the film, but kind of like, it's not like I owned it in 4K. I don't have it in my collection. I don't even have it on DVD. I never bought it. So it's like that film, it just gets lost in obscurity somewhere, but it if somebody brings it up, you remember pieces of it. Anyway, long story short, I decided, too late, that I'm going to watch it. And I watched it, and I was instantly brought back into what was what. And I think I appreciate it more now than the two times I kind of saw it in the past when I wasn't really paying attention to it. But anyway, we're going to get into it on my channel next. Film Fan, whatever I'm calling the channel. So Have You Seen? I'm working on the new name channel, but Angel Heart next. Hey, welcome to my channel where I discuss film, all things film related, and movies you may not have seen, and things I'm recommending that you see, or things you have seen and I'm recommending you see it again, or we're just giving you my opinion on that. And if you're new to the channel and you want to hear stuff like that and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you know when I put up new content. All right? Appreciate having you here. So, Angel Heart, 1987, detective, noir, thriller, horror, suspense, supernatural. I think all of those things apply to this mystery detective film kind of thing. Directed by Alan Parker, is based on a book called Falling Angel. And it's just, it's a creepy film. So, as I said in the intro, I just watched it for the first time. I haven't seen it in years. Damn near forgot about it until it popped up in my Amazon, I guess, suggested or relative search thing. So I want to talk about it here. I figure, you know what? This is a film that deserves that attention. It deserves revisiting for people who have seen it like me and they've forgotten about it. It's kind of fallen by the wayside. And for people who've never seen it or never even heard of it, right? This is a good opportunity to prompt you to get into this film. That's what we're going to do. So Mickey Rourke, this film takes place in 1955, and Mickey Rourke plays a private detective who's hired by this mysterious guy named Louis Cyphre, who's played by Robert De Niro. Louis Cyphre or Louis Cyphre. It's played by Robert De Niro. And De Niro's character, Louis, hires Harry Angel to find this guy, a singer from the times, kind of like famous guy, who's disappeared. The guy went to the war and then came back, was in a hospital, disappeared. And apparently this De Niro's character had some kind of arrangement with him or some kind of like deal, a business deal or something. Louis Cyphre wants to find him. So he hires Harry Angel to get this guy, find out where he is. So that's sort of the basis of the film. So Harry Angel sets out he's in New York City and that's where he's based. And he starts to, follow whatever leads he can follow, whatever he's got, whatever little bit of information he got from Louis Cyphre. And he starts kind of to pick up on the trail. His search leads him to New Orleans, to Louisiana. And from there, he starts finding like little clues and little pieces and bumping into just the right, person and trying to get this information. But the thing is, every single person he meets, like it just starts to he descends into this deep dive of murkiness and like craziness because he'll visit one person, he'll get a lead, visit one person, and that person ends up dead. And then like someone else, he'll follow the next lead and have a conversation with that person, and that person ends up dead. And then suddenly he becomes like a suspect in some of the films or some of the murders, and they're questioning him. He goes back to Louis Cyphre and explains to him what's going on. He's like, look, I'm trying to find this guy, but like every time I get a small lead, it just gets crazier and crazier. And now I'm a wanted, I'm not wanted, but I'm like sort of a suspect in some of this. So like, this is getting crazy. And Louis Cyphre throws more money at him, tells him, look, I just find this guy. It's all I want you to do. So he stays with the case, and it just gets crazier and crazier from there. So this ongoing search eventually leads him to Lisa Bonet's character. She plays Epiphany Proudfoot. Whew, Lisa Bonet. We could probably spend a whole show, probably 2-3 hours talking about Lisa Bonet. But yeah, she plays Epiphany Proudfoot, and the mother was one of the sources that he was trying to get to, but the mother had actually passed away. So he ends up connecting with Lisa Bonet's character, and it's like the moment this woman's on screen, you're just like, how come she has not worked much more in film? And I don't think it's for lack of options. I don't think it's because Lisa Bonet ever didn't have scripts coming her way. This goddess of a woman, I think it's just, she's a family woman. And I personally think she just turned a lot of things down, but she probably could have done anything she wanted. And you recognize that in this film, her performance in this film, her look at the camera, her looks in this film, the way she on screen, her presence, everything here. I'm just all like... fumbling my words even thinking about it. But and then she's got a crazy sex scene in this movie. I mean, she went from the Huxtables and this clean cut, family values show, and in this movie she's doing a really, really explicit sex scene with Mickey Rourke. And there's nudity. I mean, the movie almost got, as I said in the intro, the movie almost got an X rating, and they had to go through all this stuff and make a few cuts just to get it down to R rating. I don't even think it's that bad. It's not that explicit. I think by today's particular norms, it's not anything crazy. We see a little butt action, and she's topless, and you see Mickey Rourke's butt, but there is some other things happening in the scene that make it a little more, I guess, from a psychological standpoint, psychosexual standpoint. There's like blood dripping from his ceiling and all these weird things happening. It's kind of a rough scene, but I digress. I'm too much into Lisa Bonet. So yeah, he gets with Lisa Bonet's character. They get into it, and then this search for this Johnny Favorite just continues, and it sort of goes nowhere. It's like you're taking the ride with Mickey Rourke through this whole thing, and you're trying to figure out what's happening, and it's intriguing. You're engaged in it, but it's also really creepy. As far as a horror perspective, I described earlier that it's like horror and supernatural. There's voodoo going on in here. Chicken legs and whatever. What do you call it? Not the hoof. Goodfellas. Sometimes that stuff creeps in. But yeah, no, the chicken foot is in this, and like voodoo and eyeballs and voodoo shrines and stuff going on in churches. And there's all these images of like dark figures wiping blood off of walls and blood dripping from ceilings during sex scenes and filling up buckets and blood coming out of the walls. And there's just darkness in this film. And it adds to the creep factor. So it's like this really just profound horror thing happening, but without the graphic. It's not so graphic. It's not like you don't know who the evil person is. There's no antagonist here where you feel like, okay, that's the bad guy. And when he catches up with Johnny Favorite or doesn't catch up with Johnny Favorite, and how long before he gets this guy, and who's committing the murders. All these things contribute to the film in total, and make for the film. But you're just not sure. You don't know who the good guy is, who the bad guy is. And Mickey Rourke's performance here, let me just say. So Mickey Rourke, this is when Mickey Rourke was still Mickey Rourke. So before his downward spiral and descent as far as his career goes and the looks thing. I still think he's a hell of an actor. You can see The Wrestler just to see that. But this was back when Mickey Rourke was like Mickey Rourke. He was the man. 9.5 weeks, Mickey Rourke. And his performance is absolutely perfect in this. He is just amazing to watch in this film. And he plays a old school detective. Again, it takes place in 1955, but he's not the smooth, cigar smoking or cigarette smoking. He does smoke cigarettes, but he's not smooth. He's not like this well-dressed, masculine guy. He's more like this rough, kind of disheveled, kind of down and out, almost sloppy guy. He's from Brooklyn, but he says that a few times. Shout out to Brooklyn. But yeah, he's like this kind of more like this street guy. And it's an interesting take on that particular time period. De Niro's performance. Let me get into De Niro's performance. De Niro is a very small role in this film, technically a small role, although it's so well done and he executes like to perfection in this role that you would actually think he had more screen time. Like it almost seems like he was on screen more, but he isn't. And I will tell you this, you've never ever seen somebody peel and eat a hard-boiled egg as good as De Niro does in this film. I mean, this is a performance of De Niro. I mean, it's the reason why De Niro's De Niro. I mean, something like this, a couple of lines here and there, peeling an egg and eating a hard-boiled egg, and you're just like, whoa. So that's Angel Heart. I wanted to talk about it because, again, I just saw it again, and I was thrilled with it, and I'm glad I caught up with it. And now I immediately went to see if it's available on 4K, and it's not. There's a Blu-ray. I found a 4K version of it. Someone can help me with this if anyone knows. I found a 4K version on Amazon. It was 4K, and it said region-free. But it in fact was not. And I thought maybe Arrow Video had put it out because I know Arrow Video comes from Europe and they are region-free discs. So when I order from them, they always play in my Blu-ray player. But this one said region-free, but then it said it would only play, it was PAL2 or whatever it was, and it wouldn't play. So I can't get the 4K here. But I'm probably just going to get the Blu-ray anyway because I think it's worth adding to my collection. Point of this entire video, I know I've spoken a lot. If you're someone who remembers the movie Angel Heart, Lisa Bonet, Robert De Niro, Mickey Rourke, incomparable, okay? If you're someone who remembers that vaguely, I suggest you go now. It's on Amazon Prime. It's currently playing. Hopefully by the time this video is up, it's still on. Go to Amazon Prime. It's for Prime members. It'll be free. If you have to pay for it, I'd pay for it if I were you. If you got to pay $1.99 or $3.99 to watch this 1987 film, you need to watch this film again, okay? Get back into it. If you're someone who never saw it, and you're one of those people on my channel who's never even heard of it, and you're like, what the hell is Angel Heart? What's he talking about? Go to Amazon Prime, put it in your thing, and make sure you watch it right away. Forget about whatever else you're going to watch. Just watch Angel Heart, and then come back to this channel. Go to my comment section. Let me know what you thought of this movie and whether or not it was as creepy and weird and cool and mysterious as I say it was, and whether Lisa Bonet was every bit, deserved the accolades I gave her. God, Lisa Bonet. Oof. Anyway, yeah, that's Angel Heart. Let me know in the comments if you have seen the movie already. Okay, let me know and what you remember of it and what your favorite parts were. Don't spoil it though. Don't go in the comments and put any spoilers down there. I appreciate that. All right, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, again, hit the subscribe button. I'm working on the name of the channel. It's not a big deal. I would just call it blank. I might just call it Films X. It's probably already taken, right? Probably is. But yeah, and if you liked the video, definitely hit the like button. I truly appreciate that, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.